Okay, so first we're going to start off with some pre-questions, see how much you guys know. So to your phone, what is cancer? We're going to go over the basics. Cancer is malignant growth or tumor resulting from an uncontrolled and abnormal division of cells. So obviously these cells are abnormal and they just reproduce too much for the immune system to handle, and they develop a tumor. Breast cancer research and awareness is essential because it is one of the most common cancers in the U.S., affecting males as well as females. So an important thing that not many people know is that it affects males as well as females. So the National Cancer Institute report estimates that about 1 in 8 women in the United States, approximately 12%, will develop breast cancer during her lifetime. So that's like an astounding amount of people to have one particular cancer. Personal history: if you've had breast cancer before, obviously you have a higher risk of developing it again. Radiation therapy: if you have some sort of radiation exposure in the past, especially to the chest area, you are more likely to develop breast cancer. Body weight: if you have a higher BMI, that affects it also. So the important thing that distincts these three types is non-invasive is like a specific part in the breast, invasive is going to other parts of the breast, and metastatic is going into other organs. So when I was talking about the mutations and the family history, this is where it applies. So everyone is born with a BRCA1 and a BRCA2 gene. This protects you from not developing breast cancer, so it keeps the cell division under control. So when you have a mutation on these genes, you have a much higher risk of developing breast cancer. Treatment: there's many different types of treatment for breast cancer in any type of cancer. So we have tumor removal, hormonal therapy, biological therapy, other surgeries, etc. So other surgery might be like debulking the tumor. If you can't get the entire tumor, you might debulk it and try and treat it in other ways. So biological therapy is when you are HER2 positive. So that is not hormones, it's just a receptor on the cancer cell, which causes it to reproduce more rapidly. We'll talk about that later though. Hormonal therapy, that's progesterone and estrogen. This normally helps stimulate healthy breasts. So sometimes these hormones overexpress and are produced too much, causing cells to uncontrollably divide. So that's treated with hormonal therapy by trying to decrease the amount of estrogen and progesterone. So this is the biological therapy example. So HER2 positive people have a worse case of breast cancer, but they also have a higher rate of living because the Herceptin, which is the drug that they normally treat, used to treat this type of cancer, is a lot more powerful and a lot more successful. So approximately 20% of breast cancers overexpress HER2. So that's like a good amount of people, but it's a worst case. So a lot of people think that they want this because it's a stronger drug, but you don't want a worse case of breast cancer. In conclusion, there's much to do with breast cancer and cancer in general. Breast cancer is a current topic that continues to excite researchers and physicians from all around the world. So there's always going to be studies and new treatments for cancer, especially breast cancer, because it's such an overwhelming topic for today. If your family has a history of breast cancer, get screened to see if there's an increased risk for breast cancer 1 or breast cancer 2 mutations. That's kind of an important thing to see if you have increased risk, and you can look for lumps early so you can have a higher chance of surviving. Kristina, estrogen receptors are the only receptors that affect breast cancer. Well, good job.